Where am I?
Hi, welcome to the JAdArt YouTube channel. Today we'll be making regional forms. So first we should ask the question, what are regional forms? Regional forms are the versions of Pokemon that have adapted to the regions they are now in. Now that we've explained that, let's hop into our first regional form. When I thought of ideas for this video, I'm like, wouldn't it be cool if we saw a flying type Wooper? So that's what I made. Introducing Wooper, the flying fish Pokemon, a flying and ground type. To entertain themselves, Wooper will breathe in and release air. After this though, they will be very tired. Its abilities are Wind Power and Levitate. To make this Wooper, I did a few things. First, I looked at Johtonian Wooper and Paldean Wooper and saw what was changed between the two, being the pattern on the belly and the gills. So then I looked at the similarities. One was the expression and the second one was their pose. So for the pattern, I made it a tornado because it's a flying type. And then for the gills, I made it look like clouds, but it's actually puffed up gills. Now I want to look at how Johtonian Wooper and Paldean Wooper evolved into their respective evolutions. They both lost their gills, but in turn, their patterns on their belly turned into something. I may be wrong, but the pattern on Johtonian Wooper's belly turned into the wavy things on the back of Quagsire. And for Paldean Wooper, its pattern on its belly turned into the spines on the back of Clodsire. So putting this together, I have to turn the belly pattern of my Wooper into something, and I either have to get rid of the gills or not. So now Wooper evolves into Quagsire, the flying fish Pokemon, a flying and ground type. Quags are a very sweet Pokemon, but if any of their friends get hurt, they will get very defensive. Its abilities are Wind Power and Levitate. Those are the changes I made. I kept the gills, and the pattern on Wooper's belly became an actual tornado. Now, it's time for our next line of regional forms. Have you ever thought, what would happen if Rotom became polluted? Well, that's what I made. Here is Rotom, the corroded Pokemon, a poison and ghost type. Some Rotom got sick of being thought as mischievous and unpleasant Pokemon, so they adapted to become annoyed and vengeful. Its abilities are Corrosion and Cursed Body. When making this design, I did two things. I made the electricity smoke because it's polluting, and I made its hands two parts of the light bulb that have cracked off and it now uses to jab at things. Also, like and subscribe if you want to see forms of this Rotom. Please do, it helps me a lot. There is one regional form idea that I have not seen a lot of, and that is a Teddiursa that is the sun, not a dark type. So I wanted to do that, and to research a bear that could fit with the sun, what's better than a sun bear? So say hi to Teddiursa, the Solar Flare Pokemon, a fire type. Teddiursa has a fiery spirit for battling. Deep down though, it is a very timid Pokemon. They cover this up by being mean to other Pokemon. Its abilities are Flame Body and Runaway. What I changed about this Teddiursa is that I made it the color of a sun bear and changed its lunar markings to a sun pattern. Now, the next one isn't my favorite, so please don't say bad things about it, because I just had to finish this in time, and this is the only way I could. So please don't mind Ursaring, the Solar Flare Pokemon, a fire type. Ursaring are now very caring Pokemon that help anyone who has gotten hurt. Sometimes, when trying to fix up injuries, it gets stressed out and burns their patient. Its abilities are Flame Body and Intimidate. What I changed for Ursaring is now it's a very caring Pokemon, and it's almost teddy bearish. It also has its marking as a sun, so yeah. So, on the flip side, its evolution is one of my favorite designs I've made. The light is shining on Ursolar, the Solar Flare Pokemon, a fire type. Ursolar try to look cute and silly, but to little children, it is a terrifying Pokemon. It gets really sad when it sees it made somebody cry. Its abilities are Flame Body and Intimidate. So I know that was a really short video for 4 months in the making, but this is my first full video, and I hope you liked it. See you later.
What happened to me?